YouTube, what up? I'm back again. Some quick. We're not gonna drag this out. CZ-P09 C Nocturne. Chambered at 9mm. As you can see, TLR 7X Streamlight, Holosun 407K. Few upgrades are done to the weapon that you can see, and a few that you can't see. Holster here from Legacy Firearms. It's a good holster. I like it. It fits the weapon well. Took about 6 weeks to get. I was having a hard time finding in the waistband holster for this weapon that I actually liked, that fit with the configuration that I have. This is a good one. I was a little frustrated with the shipping and the communication, but it finally came and I'm happy with it. So I'll just leave it at that. And it was a little expensive, a lot expensive actually, but it's functional. So before we get too deep into it, this magazine is empty. This weapon is clear and safe. So CZ-P09 C Nocturne. Some people call it the second generation of the P07, which everybody loved. The slide wasn't pre-cut for an optic, so there were issues with that. But it was a great shooting gun. I actually owned one for a while. Technically, I still own it. My father has it. He wanted to use it for something, and I just never got it back. So, that happens. Anyway, I think I got this gun about November or December of last year. I saw it and I wanted it. It was one of those guns that I just saw and I wanted it. Always been a fan of CZs. If you know anything about me, you know I actually prefer hammer-fired pistols. I grew up shooting them. I like them. If you're gonna appendix carry, it's probably the safest way to do it, as far as I'm concerned. So you get ready to holster it. You can place your thumb on that hammer, seat the weapon down into your holster, make sure your retention is there. Boom, you don't have to worry about blowing your nuts off. And because of the typical poundage on a single action, double action trigger, it's highly unlikely you'll get to the point of shooting yourself without knowing it's getting ready to happen. So beyond that, get into the aesthetics of the weapon. You got some forward slide cuts, help with cocking. Some back here. It did come with an optics plate, but the day I got it, I mounted this Holosun 407K. So I've only ever shot it this way. You are able to co-witness with the sights that came factory with the CZ. What else? Told you it's single action, double action. I actually like that. So if I'm in the cocked and ready position, I can decock it and still take some of the tension off the trigger and be ready to shoot it. That's what I need to do. Some of the things I did to it. As you know, with single action, double action firearms, you have a pretty heavy trigger pull that starts pretty far up. You're probably looking about 7.5 to 8.5 pounds of pressure to fully pull this trigger with it in double action. So with it in single action, you're probably looking at about 2.25 with the setup that I have, and you're ready to go. So there is a lot of travel in the trigger just based upon the way that the weapon is manufactured. It was a lot more than what you see here now. So let's just kind of get into the upgrades that I did to it I'm gonna start with what you can't see. So when I got it, of course it came with the factory CZ trigger, curved trigger. I didn't like it. So there's a company out of South Africa called Rushby Industries. He specializes in CZ and CZ accessories. I don't know how I found them, but I came across them. Ordered this flat trigger. It's called the Jackal, I believe. I wanted it in gold. It comes in red, black, or gold. I chose to go sue me. So it was a bit of a task to take this thing apart and get the old trigger out and get the new one in with the way that the springs are on the trigger. It was a nightmare, but hey, we got through it. Along with purchasing that trigger, the Jackal from him, I got a +2 mag extension from the same place, Rushby Industries, out of South Africa, and I got the magwell from him. So as you know, this weapon actually came with the lanyard loop here, similar to what you see on the Glock 19 that everybody complains about. The only reason I don't have it on here is I had to take it off to put this magwell on it. It doesn't bother me. It didn't interfere with anything I had going on. Now you see a weapon here that's slightly smaller than a Glock 19. Not by much, but it is slightly smaller. And even with the magwell on, and I got some pretty big hands, I still get a good grip on it. It's not interfering with me handling this weapon. The grip texture is something that I do like. It's not aggressive, but it's not mild enough to where you know it's there. Helps you get a good grip, good purchase on the weapon. Also, depending on how you like to shoot, that area right there is textured for your thumb. If you're right-handed, be on this side, and it's on the other side. It's ambidextrous as far as that's concerned, and so is the decocker. Now in the box, this weapon did come with the decocker, and it came with the mechanism, the safety. So if I wanted to change it out and put an actual safety on it, it came with everything I needed to do that. So along with the magwell, the magazine extension, and the trigger, or the M Carbo trigger spring kit. On the website, it says it's for P07 and P09. Same parts. It works. I don't remember exactly everything that came in it. You can look it up if that's something that you're interested in. But it did smooth out the action as far as firing a weapon with the trigger pull. I'm pleased with it. There's a marked difference in out of the box and how it is now. Now, I watched a lot of videos on this gun after I bought it. I didn't look at any reviews before I decided to buy it. I saw it online a couple of times. I literally walked in one of the gun stores in my local area and he had it sitting there. And I said, "Hey, how much you want for it?" He told me my price for it. I bought it, walked out, boom, that day. Went straight to the range with it. Man, trigger pull and weight aside, man, because that doesn't bother me. Because of the low bore axis, man, the recoil is minimal. It shoots great. And I told you I mounted my house onto it the day that I got it, within an hour of having it, and took it to zero it in. I didn't have any of the issues that I'm seeing everyone else have with this gun. I didn't have a single failure to feed. I didn't have a single failure to go in the battery. I didn't have any magazine issues. I didn't have any failure to eject. I had nothing. And I bought this gun November, December. I'm a couple thousand rounds in, and I have had zero malfunctions or failures. I'm not saying that those, failures that people had were their fault. Some of them were. I know there's the issue with making sure you use the right screws on your optics so it doesn't interfere. I didn't have any of those issues. Maybe I got lucky and I just pulled the right screws out of the 1,000 screws in the pack and put the right ones in. But I haven't had an issue with it, man. It's not too heavy, but it's not too light. As far as I'm concerned, it's a great firearm. This is a great single action, double action, 9mm pistol. Came from the factory with two 15-round magazines. Of course, I put the extension on one to give me 17. The other one is still 15 rounds. I normally carry it with the 15 rounder in any of my weapons. Most of my extended magazines are for range use. Because, people cry about you change the reliability of the firearm when you get to messing with the mags. I did put a high power spring in here to make sure the right amount of pressure on the rounds. Like I said, I haven't had a single issue with the cycling or anything. I'm a fan of CZ, but I'm a real fan of this weapon. I like it. I like it a lot. Until the Glock 45 I bought came into the picture and kind of ruined my life because I fell in love with it. This was it. You know, out of my new guns, this was the one I was in love with. I was shooting it damn near every day when I first got it. I still carry it a lot, but you know, that Glock 45 kind of changed my life. And I'm mad about it, but I'm not. So listen, I know there are a lot of negative reviews about this firearm, and a lot of people had issues, and you know, most of those people never came back and addressed the issues that they had, or how the fix, what the fix was, or what the problem was. I don't have a single issue with it. I love it. It shoots great. It fires on time every time. There's nothing bad I can say about it. So, like I said, we're going to keep this brief. CZ-P09 C Nocturne. Outstanding. You want something that you can conceal, appendix carry. The opportunity to print is very minimal, and I'm a big guy. And it's hard, you know, they say for big guys to appendix carry, but hell, I appendix carry full size weapons with no issue. You just got to get the right holster and the right setup that works for you. But with this one at this size, the only other weapon that I have that's probably not full size, that is super comfortable to appendix carry would be my PDP F Series Pro. But size wise, it is very similar to this weapon. And the only advantage that Walther PDP Pro has over this is the trigger on that one is purely amazing. But again, that's a striker fired pistol, so it's a apples to oranges comparison. Get your CZ-P09 Nocturne, man. Don't let people gas you up to thinking it's a piece of shit because they had a bad experience. I'm sure there are some people out there who bought a Glock and had a bad experience and had to send it back for warranty work. I mean, we know that's true. If you look online, you see remanufactured Glocks because they were sent back because they had issues. So you're going to have a bad batch of some things, especially on the first run of a weapon. It's just like a car with the new body style. That first model is always going to have some kinks that need to be worked out. Maybe I got one of the ones where the kinks was worked out. And weapon was produced in 24, as you can see, by the year. So it's not an old weapon. It's not one of the 25 versions. Man, it's a budget friendly 9mm firearm for the people who like single action, double action, hammer fired pistols. Go get it, man. Go shoot it. Hell, if you're in Middle Georgia somewhere, call me. You can shoot mine. Check me out.